Hello everyone, my name is Pendragon Valimore, the Dragon Cyber from another world. In today's video, I wanted to talk and give my thought about Trail into Reverie, the 10th installment of the Trail series. And I would say, it became one of my favorites. I started the series 1 year ago, and now playing the 12th game. Recently, I did similar video for each arc, and the Sky, Crossbell, and Cold Steel. So if you want to check that out, they will be in the description, along with my social media link. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of my content. I'm doing short highlight game talk video, live, and soon a new project of lore about the Trail series. Oh, and by the way, warning, there will be some spoiler. Now that said, let's get started. So, Trail into Reverie, the 10th game of the series, which served as the final closure for the three previous saga and the preparation of the next arc. The game takes place around 6 months later, after the defeat of Ishmelga and the end of the Great Twilight. Crossbell is about to get its independence again. After all that happened since Azure, Green and Class 7 each returned to their respective life. Then a guy named C began to investigate Imperial Defense Wars. Unfortunately, another tragic tragedy happened. Rufus Albera seemed to have escaped. They took over Crossbell once again. Not only that, but Prince Oliver disappeared. In this game, we have three different roles of protagonists. One with the hero Reed, one with the Liberator Lord Banning, and one a mysterious man named C. Not Curl, by the way, another C. I found it really interesting that instead of having a story with only one hero, you have three of them. What is even more fun is the fact that you can choose which route you want to start first. Of course, you unlock at certain amount point, because you need to do the other route, but still, it's a cool addition to the game. And the fact that you can decide the order, it's really interesting. It also gives you a different perspective of each protagonist. I feel like it makes the story even more interesting that way. Speaking about the story, I would say it was a great one. They had a good closure for the three saga, especially the Crossbell one. The main story was maybe a little too short, and it was fast finished compared to the other Trail, but still I enjoy it from the start until the end. Even if the previous game sometimes I hated side quests, I kinda miss that in Reverie. Yeah, we have master mission instead, but it's not the same at all. At least they put a side story with the Daydream, which is similar to the door in Trail in the Sky 3rd, which served to fill some plot hole in the story. For example, one involved Emma's mother, which we didn't really know about. One they explained to us, our Prince Cedric was about to become an enforcer. There was some story about Agatha and Tita. But still, I prefer side story when they are told by doing side quests instead of just watching cutscene. At least some of them had battle in it, so that was interesting. But I would say that it's the only one feature that I have mixed feeling about it. Daydream, I like it, but at the same time, I didn't really. So I had a mixed feeling about this. Returning to the main story, I found it so fun that in this game you see mostly all the characters from previous saga, aside maybe Jin. And you see a lot of interaction between them. Especially when everyone go back together at the end of the game. Or during the Reverie corridor. I really like this. And so I don't talk about only the hero. But side character too. That we didn't see for a while. I was really happy that they show back side character. We didn't see for quite a while. No, we don't play them, but I was still happy to see them again. Because this time, basically, all the characters that was in the Crossbell arc, even side one, are back. Like the Chief, I was really happy to see them again. And speaking about the main hero, seeing all of them trying to save the world together, that made me a little nostalgic. That made me realize too how much they have involved since they debuted in previous game. It was really fun to have a big rooster like them. That made me like the story even more. Because we see a lot of interaction between them. And we have the chance to play most of them. So I was really happy about this. It was interesting. And you know, it would become, the rooster would become even more big. After the Cat War, when they would meet each other again. But with a new group of characters. There would be a lot of characters, something. But it's really cool to see that. Something that I also like was all the mystery we had in the plot. And some of them, which we only understand at the end of Reverie. For example, we don't learn anything about Lapis. Until the very end of Act 4. When Grimroad revealed who she is. An AI administrative illusion. They were the mystery of why there was two Rufus too. Or why the other Garsha joined the enemy. Who really was behind all of this event in Reverie and much more. There was a lot of mystery in the game. I had so much theory into my head during all the playthrough. It was insane. Because even when we think Elysium is behind everything, it's not the case. So yeah, I really like the mystery they got there. And yeah, I think that's mostly it what I have to say about the story. Oh no, there is one last thing I need to say. I really like there was a really great and touching scene during the game. The scene I would like to mention it's that was really loved to see. That the one involved Riksha and Ilya, which you see the bond they have between the two. They really like each other. They really are good friends. It was touching. I nearly cried when Riksha finally was able to free her friend Ilya for the mass shackle. Another thing I really liked was the Corrupted Emperor. When Nadia and Swin together, they destroy the artifact. You really see the relationship they have both together. I really like the scene too where, you know, all Lapis and Rufus relationship became like a father-daughter. I really like this. That was my favorite cutscene I would say the game these three. Yeah, that was... I really love that in the story. Now enough about the story. Let's talk briefly about the gameplay. Again, it's the same gameplay for Cold Steel. Series is not really different. Just a little updated. And there is a new mechanic called Unit Front. Nothing too amazing I would say about fight. It's the same gameplay. Minigame are back, but some of them I don't understand why they are in the game. The only thing I would say that really new in terms of gameplay is everything about the Reverie corridor. Which, yeah, it's similar to Trail in the Sky 3rd, but pretty much better. You know, the system that it's basically when you have floor to clean, And the more harder you go, more reward you get, more harder it's get. So yeah, I really like the gameplay of the Reverie corridor. That was a fun place, to be honest, to play, because you can basically choose at least 50 characters, if it's not more. Some of which can unlock look like a free gacha. And one of them is the strongest. I was really happy to unlock it, by the way. Yeah, I didn't expect him to be there, but still. But as I said earlier, though, I'm not a big fan of Master Quest. And I have a mixed feeling about the Daydream. It's set up side quests. Overall, though, the entire system of Reverie was cool. I love the fact that there was a post game and another ending. Speaking about ending, I just want to talk about it briefly. I think the ending was great and perfect for a 10-year closure of 3 Saga. I really loved the interaction Rin had with the other self. His other self from the bad ending. Of course, still 4. Also that they show us the complete fusion of the Divine Knight, the Zero Knight. I think that was cool to see what could be the Divine Knight if they fused together and was about to win the Reverie. What had become of it? So that's the look you would have. So I really like this. My favorite part though in the ending is seeing all the heroes fighting together in the last fight. And when Rufus nearly killed himself to save the world, some sort of redemption he got. Also, let's not forget the post game, which have also an interesting story. Then of course we got a final ending scene with Ouroboros Grandmaster talking about a future plan in the next game, and which the president show up. Apparently he made a deal with her, which I didn't expect that. So guys, that's pretty much it what I have to say about Trail into Reverie. That was an amazing game. That became my favorite. And yeah, that's basically what I have to say about it. Now I'm playing Cardboard 1, so will maybe take a while to say my thought about it, but I can't wait to give it. So yeah, so far I like Daybreak, but I will talk it about more in another video. So anyway guys, for you, what do you think about Reverie? What do you think about it? Do you like it, the game? What is your favorite Trail game? Well, feel free to leave a comment. So that's it for me guys, thank you for watching. And we'll see each other again pretty soon. And Dragons offline.